Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Evolve, Modify, and Grow Pep Talk with me at DBC at Adetunji. So, what's been popping at your end these days? You keep trying, you keep doing your best, just keep going and don't give up. Very, very soon, you're going to get massive results for all your efforts. In recent times, I have come across conversations around the Gen Z, the millennials, what the millennials will do, what the Gen Z will not do, where do we find the middle ground? And something, kind of pops up in my mind that I felt I should actually talk about it, or else someone somewhere is shortchanging himself or herself. So there is this thing about it's not my JD, you can do it. By JD, we mean job description. So you were hired to do XYZ, and then your boss or supervisor is dropping some other tasks that are not part of your JD on your table. Do you say it is not part of my JD? You push back and say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take this. You're only paying me for what you hired me for, and I'm not going to do this. Yes, I agree that some job descriptions are out to finish the employee. Like they drop 20 things on your table, and you're like, you only pay me for one. And then you experience that burnout of stress, being overworked, and being paid so little. However, is there a possibility that in pushing back, you are shortchanging yourself, whether you are Gen Z or a millennial? Remember that you are within your right to say, okay, this doesn't fall in my job description. However, there is what you call a little here, a little there. Sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you are being asked to do tasks that are outside of your job description by your boss or your supervisor. I think that it is good to sometimes go out of your JD in whatever area you find yourself. Because again, in going out of your JD, you are building capacity on capacity, especially if it's a task where it's not really your strength. Just trying your hands and just helping out is also building capacity. And sometimes people think that they are doing you. They are only doing themselves. Yeah, they dump the job, the work on your table. I'm not saying you should become a dumping ground. Hear me right. But sometimes they put so much pressure just because you are good at something. Your supervisor or your boss will always leave other people and drop them on your table. And then you feel like it's unfair. You are being treated unfairly. Why is it always me? I always tell people, you're only positioning yourself for promotion. And that promotion is not necessarily where you are. Because the more you learn how to do certain things, or you go the extra mile in certain things, what you are doing is that you are increasing your value. You are increasing your capacity. And when the time comes for an opportunity that requires those skill sets, whether it is people's management, whether it is like real specific hands-on skills, you would have an edge for that thing. And then if it turns out that you are running on your own business, maybe you are creating your own startup, you would have the necessary requirement to run your own business or your own startup, because you will know a little bit about every other thing. And then you'll be able to lead your employees, those that are working with you in your startup. So it is not every time that you will say, this is out of my JD, therefore I cannot do it. There are some stuff that my supervisors some years ago, they asked me to do. It wasn't really my business, and I felt, why are they always calling me? But what I found out that those things that I went the extra mile to do, even though they were not really supposed to be my duty or my JD, or they didn't fall in my JD, those things equipped me for where I am now. Some of the extra that were dumped on my table that people did not want to do, that they thought they were doing me, I ended up getting awards for some of these. In fact, I remember one of my freezers, my first freezer, my brand new freezer. I got it through an award for a job, something out of my JD that I took and I went the extra mile with it. I ran with it. And eventually I won an award for doing somebody else's JD. And it benefited me. So do not always push back and say, this JD is not mine. However, this is not to say you should crush yourself under the load of doing everybody else's job. No, that's also not okay. Learn to look in between the line. Learn to go the extra mile a little bit more. Learn to know when this is an opportunity for you to build capacity and skill sets in an area that will be more useful for you. Remember that in the room where they are discussing matters, your matter, there better be one supervisor or boss or somebody that you have gone an extra mile for that is speaking for you in that room. There is something I always say, that my work speaks for me. So if you do what you need to do with your JD and a little extra, it will speak for you in that instance where it matters most. So balance things. Don't overdo yourself. Don't overcarry the load or the JD that is not yours. However, position yourself to also go the extra mile so that you can build capacity, you can upskill your value for the next thing that is coming for you beyond where you are. And this is where I'll be calling it a wrap on the Evolve, Modify, and Grow Pep Talk. Like I will always say, I am rooting for you. We are going to the top together. To evolve, to modify, and grow, you will go the extra mile. You will do a bit of out of your JD. Yeah, and that's life. But you know what? You are preparing yourself for the next level that may not necessarily be where you are or somewhere else. Someone is watching. Someone may give you a referral that will give you back all of the time that you have spent going outside a little bit of your JD. I'll catch you next time on the Evolve, Modify, and Grow Pep Talk. We are going to the top together. Bye-bye.